So exactly which professions will be disintermediated by AI? A client was kind enough to take me around their hospital in Saudi Arabia, this incredible hospital. They took us to this 3D and AI laboratory. And when I asked the doctor, what was the kind of the purpose of all of this technology, he said what they were trying to do was eliminate the variability between the most junior doctors, the newbies, and the most experienced practitioners. And to do that, they had 3D models and they had AI, and they're experimenting with lots of technology. And he used this really great analogy of London cabbies, London taxi drivers. And he said, the traditional way of being a London taxi driver is to take this test that they call the knowledge. And the knowledge usually takes about 3 or 4 years to study for before you can pass it and become a London cabbie, riding one of those famous black cabs. And it involves understanding all of the 25,000 irregular shaped roads in a 6-mile radius from Charing Cross in central London. And so that cabbie will be able to take you from any place to any other place in London. But that knowledge, that test became disintermediated by the GPS. And now the gap between the most experienced cabbie with all of that knowledge and all of that training and the newbie in an Uber with the GPS, that gap, that variability is much less. And so that makes me think, what are those professions where if technology, if AI were to reduce that gap between knowledge and newbie, what professions would be disintermediated? The law? When I purchased a house a few years ago, I needed a property lawyer with lots of experience to make the transaction. It's not clear to me that actually I would in a world with a developed agentic AI trained on property law. An IFA, an independent financial advisor, is there to advise me about things I don't understand, about mutual funds and trackers and passive and active. Maybe it's not so clear that actually that someone can actually leverage all of that knowledge in their profession. Maybe customer service, understanding of products. Maybe GPs, general practitioners. What do? They triage different patients and transfer that primacy of care through to specialists. It's not clear to me that the 7 years of medical school and all of those sort of extra years in practice, that knowledge can be leveraged as effectively when that gap between knowledge and newbie can be disintermediated by AI. So what else? What other professions exist and rely on that gap between knowledge and newbie? And which of those professions can be disintermediated by agentic AI?